Bloodhound Fang is a Curved Greatsword that scales primarily with Strength and Dexterity. It is one of the most popular weapons in the game, especially for speedrunners and casual players due to its damage output and unique moveset. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to create insane overpowered Bloodhound Fang build in early game. This build prioritizes not only high damage output but also survivability by boosting your health and defense, making you harder to kill. Additionally, you can use this build to help you progress through the entire game. You will get weapon plus 9, optimized talisman, and powerful buff that let you dominate boss with ease. This build is perfect for new players or someone who wants a very strong build from the start. This video is divided into 8 different parts, making it easier for you to find what you're looking for. And in every part, I will get you step by step on how to get the item you need to optimize this build. I also provide an active minimap to avoid getting lost, so make sure to watch the entire video to avoid missing any details. So let's get started. Since the Bloodhound Fang scale well with Strength and Dexterity, a Samurai class is a good starting point for this build as it has high status in Strength and Dexterity. Also, the bow is very helpful for defeating bosses later. And for the keepsakes, I like to choose golden seed that can be used to grant an additional charge for my flask. However, stone sword key also good options since we will be using it quite often to open secret area. What I like the most about Bloodhound Fang is its unique moveset for the follow-up attack of Bloodhound Finish skill, which can make me momentarily invisible to effectively dodge enemy attack. It has bleed build up by default, also can be buffed with magic and consumable. It can be upgraded to plus 9 relatively easy by using Somber smithing stone found through exploration, although we need to defeat bosses to unlock the path to get this upgrade material. But once you upgrade it, this weapon can deal massive damage, making it easier to defeat early to mid-game bosses.
Summon me. I bequeath.
Bloodhound Fang dropped by the Bloodhound Neck Terrible boss located in Forlorn Hound Evergold Limgrave. And since this boss is very challenging, especially for new players or beginners, I need to increase my vigor for better survivability by run farming first. However, if you want to get the weapon quickly, you can skip ahead to part 3 for how to obtain this weapon. Now let's grab some Gold-Pickled food that can boost rune acquisition by 30% for 3 minutes. One can be found near the waterfall. From the first type set of grace, go south, you can use Spirit Spring Jump to instantly reach the bottom. Next, head to the forested area southeast of the Castle Morne Rampart, Weeping Peninsula, to get the Poison Mist incantation dropped by a Turtle Scarab. As we explore, we can collect a Gold-Pickled food, Somber Smithing Stone 1, and Stone Sword Key. Our next destination is the Bestial Sanctum. To get there, use the portal located at the end of the river near the third church of Marika. From here, head south until you reach the Fort Farod. Once you unlock and rest at the Fort Farod set of grace, Melina dialogue will trigger and bring you to the Round Table Hold.
Very well, let my hand.
From here, you can visit the Twin Mountain Huts to purchase the Finger Shield, which can allow you to cast the Poison Mist Incantation. After that, let's put the Poison Mist Incantation in our spell slot and leveling up our fight attribute. Now let's the rune farming begin. By killing the Elder Dragon Greyoll using bleed weapon such as Uchi Katana, you can quickly deplete his health and earn you a significant amount of runes. Once his health is very low, you can cast the Poison Mist incantation. Once he is poisoned, head back to the site of grace, consume the Gold-Pickled food, wait for the death animation to start, and immediately rest at the site of grace. With this method, you can do unlimited run farming to leveling up your character over and over again. After kill him 3 times, it's time to leveling up our character. The first thing we have to do is to allocate the attribute for Bloodhound Fang requirement, which are 18 in Strength and 17 in Dexterity. I also invest 15 in Faith because we are going to use the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation, 10 in Arcane for casting the Bloodflame Blade incantation, and allocate at least 30 in Vigor for survivability. Bloodhound Fang throw by the Bloodhound Neck dari Will in Limgrave. To make your job easier, you can summon Blaidd the Half-Wolf for assistance. To do this, first you need to visit him at Mistwood Ruins and learn the finger snap gesture from Mersankel at the Church of Eleh.
This way, tarnished. May I have a word? I am the witch. I'd heard tanned upon look the talk thou art but to call forth. I was entrusted thy torrents for. 'Tis to summon them, the spirits will obey thy forgive me.
You're a dragon also that you're not, then why I am Carl. The howl of a I suppose. Next time you don't try just have an ink. Goodbye for now.
Next, return to Blaidd and use the finger snap gesture to prompt him to jump down.
Carly sent you, did he? The name's Blood. He fled somewhere. Come tell me if I can offer you. Darrowell is and in need.
After a little bit of chit-chat, head to the Forlorn Hole Evercool. From here you can summon Blaidd to distract enemies while you attack from a distance with your bow.
Darrowell. Rotting in a cell is no justice. No. This is where it ends for you. After the fight, talk to Blaidd to receive a Somber Smithing Stone too. To maximize damage output, we can use buff like Bloodflame Blade and Flame Green Strength incantation. Bloodflame Blade incantation dropped by a Teardrop Scarab roaming in the swarm near Rostrud in Liurnia of the Lakes. With this incantation, you can coat your weapon with Blood Flame, which can inject more blood loss build up and fire damage. Another one is Flame Greatsword Strength that can be found on a corpse behind 4th kill. With this incantation, you can boost your physical and fire damage up to 20%, a very powerful body buff for this build to increase insane damage output. As Bloodhound Fang scale primarily with Strength and Dexterity. For Crystal Tiers, I like to use Strength-Knot Crystal Tiers and Dexterity-Knot Crystal Tiers to increase my attribute. Strength-Knot Crystal Tiers can be found inside a stone receptacle near the edge of the cliff in Limgrave. These Crystal Tiers can increase your Strength attribute by +10. Another one is Dexterity-Knot Crystal Tiers that can be found inside a stone receptacle on top of a craggy hill in Liurnia on the lake. This Crystal Tier can increase your Dexterity attribute by +10.
Hello, it's rather I missed what I was. Could I ask that thug me only if you've... Oh, what a blessing that the thug...
You can also buy boiled prawn from Blackguard Big Bogard after purchase Ria Nickel. This is a usable body buff to increase your physical defense by 15% for 60 seconds.
Never met someone with a taste.
To optimize this build, there are some early game talisman that you can use such as Dragoncrest Shield, X Talisman, and Green Turtle Talisman.
Dragoncrest Shield Talisman can be found on the lower level cliff behind the Bestial Sanctum Kelith. This talisman can reduce physical damage taken by 10%, usable talisman for your survivability. Another one is X Talisman that can be found in a cellar underneath the Mistwood Ruin in Eastern Limgrave, the same location where you met Blaidd before. This talisman can increase your charge attack damage by 10%. Additionally, you can use Green Turtle Talisman to increase your stamina recovery speed. You can get this talisman in the underground area of Summon Water Village. You need a stone sword key to entering the area. Now it's time to upgrade the weapon to significantly increase its damage output, making it even more effective in combat. Bloodhound Fang can be upgraded by using Somber Smithing Stone. Since we already have Somber Smithing Stone 1 and 2, next we need to collect Somber Smithing Stone 3. Somber Smithing Stone 3 can be found inside Raya Lucaria Academy on a corpse behind the altar in the church. To access Raya Lucaria Academy, first you will need to find the Academy Glintstone key. You can get this key on a corpse behind Glintstone Dragon Semarak. Before using the elevator, go southeast to buy Sleep Arrow from the Isolated Merchant. This is an essential ammunition that we can use to easily defeat the boss later.
Well, it's been how can I help?
Somber Smithing Stone 4 can be found on a body in a chair in Blaidd. Somber Smithing Stone 5 can be found on a corpse in the canyon beside the giant crystal in Blaidd. Before we find the next Somber Smithing Stone, let's upgrade our weapon using the material we have.
Your new face. Lay out your arm.
To obtain Somber Smithing Stone 6, return to Raya Lucaria Academy and let yourself be eaten by the abductor virgin in the lower area. This will transport you to Volcano Manor. From here you can grab the Somber Smithing Stone 6 on a corpse on the roof. To obtain Somber Smithing Stone 7 can be challenging because we need to defeat Godskin Noble to accessing the area. Now it's time to using our bow with sleeping arrow and follow this guide correctly to easily kill Godskin Noble. When he appears, immediately performing mighty shot with your bow using sleep arrow. He will start to sleep after you shot him twice. From here you can buff yourself with Crystal Tears, Flame Green Strength, and coat your weapon with Bloodflame Blade incantation. Move to his side, then do one charge attack, followed by pressing normal attack repeatedly until he staggers. Do a repose, then immediately switch to your bow and do mighty shot twice to make him fall asleep again. From here you can perform the charge attack over and over again to kill him. After the battle is over, return to the Round Table Hall and visit Twin Maiden House to purchase the Stone Sword Key. Go back to the Temple of Eagle Side of Grace to grab Somber Smithing Stone 7 on a corpse hanging over the ledge, guarded by an abductor virgin. Somber Smithing Stone X dropped by the Tardop Scarab, sitting on a dead branch in Khalid. Somber Smithing Stone 9 can be found on one of the 4 bodies sitting in chairs at the base of the tower in Blaidd.
Well, I took you for no man to lay out your own.
And finally, to make your character even stronger, we can use the power of Great Rune and unlock more Talisman Slot. Godrick Great Rune is a good choice because it can increase all my attribute by +5. To get this Great Rune, you have to defeat Godrick in Stromvale Castle.
Smouldering. bathed in rays of gold.
After defeating Godrick, head to the Divine Tower of Limgrave to claim his rune. To activate the Great Rune, first you need to equip it to your rune slot at the Set of Grace and consume a rune arc to get the benefit for this buff. You can get rune arc through exploration or buy it from merchants. Just remember the buff will last until you die. To unlock another Talisman Slot, we need to defeat one more Remembrance boss, Renala, Queen of the Full Moon in Raya Lucaria Academy.
Where did he flee, my sweetings? Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty.
After defeating her, talk to Enya at Round Table Hall to unlock an additional Talisman Slot.
I had only hoped you have it now to become the Phantasm.
You can put the Green Turtle Talisman in this slot to increase your stamina recovery speed. And now our build is complete. From here you can start defeating all bosses in Limgrave, Liurnia, or even Khalid without breaking a sweat with this insane overpowered build. To find out the location of each boss in this game, you can download my Elden Ring checklist, link in the description below. The way this build works is first you can consume the Crystal Tears, cast Flame Green Strength, and Bloodflame Blade incantation.